Hi guys, I'm just doing a quick video here on pull-ups as a way of how to continually try and improve on pull-ups and persevere with them and eventually bridge the gap to be able to do a full pull-up. So obviously, as you know, there's been a huge emphasis on pull-ups the last few blocks, and I feel like I'm trying to ramp it up even more so because I feel like people are getting close or closer to achieving them. So ultimately, I feel like we've conquered squats, conquered deadlifts and all that over the years. Like, I still remember the first person that ever did a 100k deadlift like 9 years ago. Now it's just 10 a penny. Squats are nailed. Obviously, the beauty of like squats and deadlifts is that you put the weight on the bar, and then you can just gradually progress it from there. So it's, in that respect, it's easier to gain strength in those exercises. One, because the muscles are bigger, and two, you can dictate the weight. Whereas obviously with a pull up, you can't change the weight because the weight's you. You're pulling it's a body weight exercise. So it's a real ultimate test of strength to weight ratio, and it's really difficult. Plus, on top of that, I think traditionally people train their legs. People know how to train their legs. You can do leg training anywhere. You can do it when you're even just general like cycling and stuff works the legs. Whereas unless you're doing stuff from a young age, it's quite difficult to suddenly try and achieve pull-ups and press-ups. And you have to kind of go to a gym setting to do that. You need to have a pull-up bar or a lat pull-down machine or the sort of stuff we do here, but it has to be concentrated, it has to be progressed, and you need to make sure you're getting enough volume in as well. So obviously we've gone through a few things. This here I want to show you, I think is a really good way. If anyone's ever been in a gym, you've probably seen a weight assist pull-up machine. So I've just been trying to think about how to mimic that. And a weight assist pull-up machine basically works up by you select what weight is going to assist you. So it's almost like if you weigh 80 kilos and you put 10k on the stack, you're doing a pull-up, but you're getting 10k of assistance. So it's like you're pulling up your body weight minus 10k or minus 20k or minus 30k or whatever. And then the stronger you get, you'll use less assistance. You basically use less weight assistance. So this is what I would suggest you could try. I've put out a few more risers here. They're all at different heights. The taller you are, obviously the lower the riser should be for this. So this is for anyone that's maybe not quite managing full pull-ups yet, or they're maybe I feel folk I've spoken to are managing the pull-up once they get past the very first part. They're struggling a bit with the very first pull. So this can help you focus on that by engaging through the lats, setting your position right. So if the taller you are, you need to lower this. This is too high for me, as you'll see in a minute. But just for the sake of the video, it doesn't really matter. But if you're smaller, you can raise this higher as well. Just add a rung to it, and it should help. So what you're going to do is you're just going to stand up. You kind of want to be quite high, like close to the top here, because your finish position of pull-up is about here. You lead at your chest. So what you're going to do is you're going to come down. Okay. You're going to come down like this. So as you can see, you're hanging, okay? Look how far down my knees are having to go, right? So this is too high for me, this stepper, right? But for some folk it'll be fine. So what you're going to do is push your chest out. You're trying to engage through the lats before you pull, okay? So the idea of this is, as you pull, you'll think, I can't do that, I can't do pull-ups. You're going to also push through your toes like that, okay? And what will happen is, especially once you do it a few times, is you can kind of like dictate. So at this point here, it's really tough. I can feel my lats firing like that. And then you're just going to slowly lower yourself down. And you're letting your legs take as much of the load as you have to. And then when you come to the bottom, you're going to pull, but you're also going to push through your legs. So like this. Okay, so that's the movement there. You're leaving your chest out, shoulders back throughout. There's your finish position there. So no, this is your finish position. Your finish position isn't here. It's here. Okay, and that will help ensure that you keep correct positioning through your lats and shoulders. So that's what to attempt. This is really like a tough exercise, but really worthwhile. So if you can't do pull-ups, when you go to do stuff like this, they're so hard. But that's the point. They're meant to be so hard. Nothing quite works your upper back, your whole back, like pull-ups does. And there's also the added incentive, or if that's the right word, it also is hugely engaging with the core muscles. Your core muscles have to work really hard to stabilise yourself when you do pull-ups. So your core is getting a workout, and those that have been doing the weighted assist or the eccentric pull-ups have probably noticed that. They feel their abs working more. And that's just because their abs are working anyway when you're doing pull-ups, but you probably notice it more when you first start to add resistance to it. And then you kind of get used to it again, you don't feel it as much, but be sure that the ab muscles and the core muscles also have to work tremendously hard when you're doing pull-ups. So this is what I would say don't give up on it, don't just shun them. Try it with the bar and this sort of. Okay guys, so I'm just going to do a few more reps, cut the video shorter. Should probably do another example of it, just to show you again what you're doing. Okay, so start off, you can start off upright, obviously just to make sure it's at an appropriate height. But you're starting here, okay, so you're kind of hanging, you're not dead hanging, okay, because obviously if you completely dead hang, your ribs are going to flare out, your core disengages, your lats don't fully engage. This is a nice stretch, but this isn't the start position of a pull-up. So you want to keep a bit of tension through the lats. It's kind of, you know when we talk about taking the slack out the bar in the deadlifts, sort of the same idea with a pull-up, you're taking the slack out before you perform the movement. Okay, so there's a beat, your arms are straight, okay, but there's a nice bit of tension through the lats. Okay, so chest out, okay, so you're going to initiate by pulling with your upper body, obviously your lats and arms, but pushing with your legs, okay, and you'll notice right away, you'll feel your lats working up big time. In the first video, I think I came down a bit too slow. I don't want you to focus too much on taking too long on the way down, so sometimes I think you have to decide what your focus is in terms of the eccentrics, and obviously when you're doing the weighted eccentrics, the focus is the eccentrics, but because you're overloading it with weight, you want to come down slow but not too slow because it's really taxing, so it's got to be controlled, whereas in this one, we're trying to mimic the full pull-up. So if you go dead slow in the way down, kind of the way I did in the first video, you'll be very tired very quickly and you'll have nothing left for the pull. So don't worry too much about the tempo here. I don't want you going dead slow. Just try and get good, smooth reps up and down. You don't need to do loads. Okay, chest out, pull, just up to there, and you'll notice that it should be manageable to a degree if you're pushing with your legs. The more you push with your legs, the more you're helping yourself, assisting yourself with your lower body. Again, it's maybe not suitable for everyone, but if you're able to do a few eccentrics, it should be something you can achieve. And if not, if even this is a bit beyond you at the moment, then consider focusing on the inverted rows a wee bit more. And that can be your goal, getting better at the inverted rows. And then you can perhaps continue to try and revisit the pull-ups. But ultimately, it is a strength to weight ratio exercise, so if you keep all your strength or build a bit of strength, lose a bit of body fat at the same time, you'll notice an improvement even in that way as well. So give it a go, persevere with it. I think it's one of these exercises that a lot of folk kind of would probably rather just sidestep and move on from, because they think, I'm never going to get a pull-up. You can get a pull-up, it's just a case of how long you are willing to apply the principles of overload. Persevere with it, do it a couple of times a week, maybe a third time a week in your house if you're that determined. Because I've seen the progress, but the progress on it is really slow. It can take, I don't know, a year just to get to one. And that's a year of actually really trying to get to one, if that makes sense, as opposed to just going through the motions with them when they're in the sessions. So they're really king exercise, really, and they work your muscles. No matter what variation you do, you don't need to be able to do full pull-ups to get the benefits of them. This is an example of one variation where you can still get massive benefits of them. Okay, if you're in a gym setting, yeah, some people would be better off doing lat pull downs, but we're not in a gym. Maybe one day I'll get a full gym, you never know. Anyway, hope that helps.